Guys, I hope that you're all doing great. Hey, hey. Land, 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 guys. That is a very, very sensitive issue in this country. Guys, people have been deleted because of land. People have been displaced because of land. People have been hurt because of land. Land, even amongst family members, some family members, it has caused a lot of havoc, a lot of chaos, a lot of misunderstanding. Guys, some people are not even talking about, they're not talking to each other because of land. It is a serious issue, guys. So when somebody comes out, to joke about it, I find it really strange and distasteful. And that person, being somebody like 𝐿𝐷𝐉𝐻𝐃, a grown-up person, an elder, somebody who's supposed to be giving out good advice, a person like 𝐿𝐷𝐿, guys. I have seen a video that he has just done, and I am shocked. This is not even a laughing matter. Guys, this 𝐿𝐷𝐻𝐃 has said some things that if people are wise enough, people should just take this kind of threats seriously. People are doing YouTube, but people are actually crossing the red line. I see people come out here and say some stuff that can actually get them into trouble. And they just think it's content. Well, before I get to that, still on the issue of land, I saw a video by Chef Matiko whereby he has come out, to do a handing over of land to one of his clients. Chef Matiko is doing this thing of buying, or helping people buy land, and he takes you through all the modalities, and then, he hands over the land to you. I heard him say that he also does help people in construction and stuff like that. And I remember there's a house of an international person that he showed, which was a very, very beautiful house that he had done for this particular client. So he was showing, land, courtesy of his mother, because he is in Spain. So his mom is the one who went around showing this lady the land and, the borders and everything. And, just telling them about the land in general. We saw them cook, have a good time, with Matiko's mom. And I mean, it was awesome. Now, he came out, Chef Matiko, to clarify a few issues. He said that, he wanted to purchase some more land, a little more land, because he had purchased land for a client. So I don't know if it's this particular client that they have shown us, but he's talking about he wanted to purchase some more land from one of the neighbors because he had purchased land for a client and the land was not like, say, rectangular. And since he wanted it to be rectangular because one side of the length was 100 and the other one was 80. So he wanted, an addition of, I think that 20, so that it can be 80 by 80 and then this other side can be equal to this other side as well. So he said that he sent his mother to go and talk to this particular neighbors of whom he says he has no problem with. They have never crossed, paths. They they have never crossed each other, in a bad way. So he was so shocked when he saw a video by one of these people coming out to, tarnish his name, talking about he wants to grab land. And guys, some people actually believe these people when they talk, all this nonsense that they talk out here on the streets. So Chef Matiko has come out to clear that. And of course, we know who he was talking about. You know, it is that little boy, Ernesto, whom, they have a family that is so, like confused. All of them are all over the place, selling land, fighting amongst each other. They don't know what they want. So Chef Matiko said something that is very significant. He said that these people, or rather this particular boy, instead of calling him, or texting him or something to ask him, is this true? Blah, blah, blah. All he did was to run for content, guys. We all know what they do. He came out here to the streets, started tarnishing Chef Matiko's name, talking about he is grabbing land by force, he wants their land, and all this kind of nonsense. And then the following day, he again does another video saying that Chef Matiko has threatened him. People who always look for trouble, guys. And this is the exact same thing that they do to MORAA and family. Guys, even when something is not confirmed, even when they don't know what's going on, they just pick up, something, and then they come, open the cameras and start yapping about things that are not true. So clearly this can tell you that if they can, he can rush to start talking about Chef Matiko, and yet what he was saying is a lie. Chef Matiko said that if you do not want to sell the land to him, it is just to say no, because all he did was to request, can you guys add me this, small portion? All they had to do is say no. Not one of them taking it to be a story to run with, do a whole video with, on the internet. Doesn't make sense. So guys, something else that Chef Matiko said is that somebody from the village called him to tell him that they want to sell their land. They have their sister who is home, who has been kicked out of school, and they have nowhere else to get money from. So they want to sell their parcel of land. And so this person wanted Chef Matiko to get a client for them. And so Chef Matiko also announced, that there is an extra land that he has that he is selling to people out there. Now, guys, this brings me to the question. Didn't the chief say that there's no more selling of land? Guys, let me tell you all, when I heard Max One, say this kind of stuff, I was like, I pity you, government official, because people will always do, what suits them. This is their land, guys. Do you really think somebody is going to have a big chunk of land and they are having problems, financial problems? They're in deep financial shit. That is how people come out to sell their land. So this thing of, Max One, I don't think it's going to work. Max One came out chest stamping. Hey, I've spoken to the chief and there's no more selling of land. People have to come with very, very good reasons. Everybody who wants to sell land has a good reason. Even if it's Moremi, he doesn't have a toilet. That's a good... Guys, imagine you don't have somewhere to poo. Isn't that, one of the most serious things in life? But seriously, guys, let me ask you all, on a serious note now. Is it true that these people, when they come out to say, oh, they don't have toilet, is it really true? Are you telling me that somebody like Mzee Kohera used to go in the bushes? No, guys. I think they're playing with people's minds. They don't have toilets? Wow. That thing I've always been asking myself. Is it really true? Because you see somebody saying, oh, I don't have a toilet, I built a toilet. So where have you been going? How? Guys, isn't a toilet, one of the very basic of basic things a human being should have? Oh my God. Anyways, guys.
We have some people in the village who are trying to fight me, probably because I saw another propaganda that Chef Matiko is wants to grab our land. I don't know, I sent who to go to I don't know which home to tell who what. A lot of story. But I want to tell you that is propaganda. Whenever I want to acquire property, first of all, I want to tell you that a lot of like a few minutes ago, I've just received a call from a villager who wants to sell their property. You know, one thing is that I do this as I use my platform as a I can say a marketing you know, channel. Yeah, somebody has just called me that my sister is back at home. She doesn't have fee and we don't know what to do. Please look for us a client right now. So if you need a land, you just hit me up.
So now, Max 1 is going to have to swallow his words, because people are going to come out who want to sell their land, and they're going to sell their land. And to be very honest, there's nothing the chief can do. That is the truth. There's nothing much the chief can do if somebody wants to sell their land. You know, they've got a ready advocate who also wants to sign up this stuff, finish the transaction. There is nothing a chief can. In fact, let me tell you all, you know, in some parts, you know, where I come from, I've seen people buy land, go to the advocate, you know, do the transaction, and then take it to the chief for signature only. You know, it is not that the chief is approving nothing. What is he approving? It is just for him to say, okay, yes, it is true that this person has sold this person land, you know, but first they go to the advocate and do the whole transaction, pay each other and everything. In fact, they can go to the chief after 2 weeks. After even somebody has eaten money and finished. That is when they're going to the chief, for the chief to just put their, you know, to their stamp and their signature that indeed this land was sold. As long as you both go to the chief and say, yes, I have sold this parcel of land to this person and it's ABC, and you go with the witnesses, it's game shot. So I don't know what Max 1 was saying, but anyways, maybe that's how it goes down in Kuria. You know, you have to get the chief first. But me, I'm telling you, I've seen cases, not one, not two, many cases where people transact using the advocate. Then they go to the chief much later, you know, as a formality. Oh, yes. Guys. Now, back to Mzee Kohera. This is no joke, guys. This guy, first of all, guys, he has come out, you know, to talk about, you know, these boys of Nyabohanse who want to marry Mzungu women, this, that, and the other. And of course, I know he's talking about Mayugno. You know, why are you leaving your wives? Because you want to marry Mzungu people, blah, blah, blah. Guys, what he said next got me shocked. Like, guys, seriously, you all should hear this.
I was actually appealing to the youth of Nyabohanse who are abandoning their wives because they have seen they are not worth, because they don't have money. They are seemingly they have found a greener pasture where they want to marry Wazungus. And to me, I think that is actually something which we later regret. It is so hard to maintain interracial marriage unless you are extremely, I don't know, careful, rich, because cultures differ, lifestyles differ. Those are not like our African women, whom you can beat anytime, whom you can mistreat, whom you can, you know what I mean.
So this is what this guy thinks of African women, you know. They can be beaten anytime, anyhow. They can be mistreated. So this is what he has been doing to his women. No wonder they have been leaving. Guys, this guy has just exposed himself. This is the most distasteful thing I've ever heard this guy say. Like, seriously. So African women are what? We are lesser than? We are the ones who should be beaten? Guys, tell me what he means, because I may have misunderstood him. Did I not hear him properly? Did I not hear him clearly? Guys, please let me know in the comment section. What is this guy talking about? I honestly know that this guy is into culture. And guys, if you realized, he said cultures are different. Interracial relationship is hard, because the cultures are different. That may be true. And then again, he goes on to say about African women, you think they are like African women who can be beaten anytime and mistreated, which means that he is trying to say that is African culture. Guys, tell me if it's in African culture to beat up women and mistreat them. Beat up your own wife and mistreat her. Is that what is the African culture? Guys, please let me know in the comment section. Drop your thoughts, opinions, comments, and everything. I need to hear about you all. Because to me, I'm just shocked. Now, this man goes on to talk about Conrad's dad. He says that, he's from the Kisii community, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it a million times. And that this man is such a bad man and he is doing what the Kisii people do. First of all, that kind of stereotyping people is very wrong. Anyways, he goes on to say that, the Nyabohanse people welcomed this guy. But now this guy is going to show them things. Because he is going to do what other Kisii people did in a nearby village where he lives. In a village that is bordering where he stays, there's a village where Kisii people went there, one person, and then they started calling each other. Like how you call your cousin to tell them, oh, there's land being sold over here. Then your cousin buys, and then you call another cousin, another friend, another neighbor from now Kisii village, to bring them to Kuria land. And that after they bought, they became a community right there. And then now they started mistreating the Korean people. I don't know what this guy is talking about. I just feel like this is in bad taste. Okay, let me continue, guys. You ain't heard anything yet. So this guy, this Mzee, goes on to tell, to call on the people of Nyabohanse. And he is talking particularly to the village mouse. And he is saying, you people, you welcomed him. And now you are going to face the consequences. You welcomed him. And now you are going to face the consequences. This man is going to buy the whole of Nyabohanse. He is going to call upon all the people in his village. This Nyamaya village that he keeps talking about. And now, there are going to be so many Kisii people in that community. You guys are going to find it hard, to operate with them. Because they are very selfish people. Blah, blah, blah. Just negativity, guys. He is talking about these Kisii people like they are people, from outer space. These are human beings and these are Kenyans that he's talking about. And remember, the Constitution of Kenya says that anybody can buy land, in any part of Kenya and they can settle there. But this teacher, instead of telling people, in Nyabohanse, telling that, you people should accommodate everybody. You should live in harmony. You should live in peace. Guys, isn't he the one who normally comes out here to say that he is an advocate of peace. He is advocating for peace in that village. Doesn't he come out to say that? Is this peace that he is advocating for right now? When he starts dividing people like this, talking about this tribe, they're very selfish people, they're very bad people, all they will do is to come grab your lands, and then, for very little money, they'll give you motorcycles, for land, they will give you alcohol for land. And guys, did that really happen? Mwango bought her land in the rightful way, and she paid good money. This particular person, Moremi, bought a motorcycle out of the money that he had been paid for the land. So this nonsense of this big mzee coming out here to say, people are exchanging land for motorcycles, that is very wrong. Exchanging land for liquor? What is he talking about? This guy, honestly, for this particular video he has done, he is very shameless. He is even saying, you see, people like Kamanja are down there. They're already settled there. Can you imagine, guys? Kamanja, who has bought his land. He is talking about Kamanja like that because Kamanja comes from the Kisii community. So he is saying, Kamanja has already settled there. So what? Kamanja is a Kenyan. He has a right. Oh my God. Guys, this mzee continues to say that these people of Nyabohanse should come together and see what to do. Because over there in that village that is next to where he lives, that village that had been hijacked by the Kisii people, they had to be kicked out. There was a revolution, a village revolution. The Koreans rose up against those Kisii people. The Koreans attacked them, guys. The Koreans kicked them out. It only took 3 days, guys. 3 days. And the Kisii people were out of there. So he is telling the Nyabohanse people, for them it can just take a day. One fine morning, they can clear all those, Ondari family out. Guys, now tell me if that's a joke. Tell me if people should just take that casually. Tell me if that is content, guys. Tell me if this is not something that should be reported to the authorities. This is something that should be made known to the relevant offices. In case anything happens, they know where to start. They know where the incitement came from. They know who started it. They know who called for this uprising to attack and kick out people who have rightfully bought their land. People who are living there by right. People who bought that place, using their hard-earned cash. Guys, isn't Marwa's mother a Korean? Why are these people treating this family like this? What? Guys, no, let me know. If this is a joke, then it's fine. Because I have seen, guys, like I said, when I was beginning this video, people have been misplaced. Rather, people have been displaced in this country. People have been deleted. People have been hurt, maimed. People have been burnt alive. Hey, because of being in the rock community. Guys, and it all began with incitement. It all began with this kind of talk. This careless talk. And to think that this talk is coming from a mzee, an elder, somebody who claims to want peace, somebody who claims to want to put people together. This is shocking.
Just wait. Day and night they will be buying land, and they will make sure that no native traverses, no native trespasses to their land. You are here. Where are you when your land is being grabbed? Daylight. Day. Where are you? You think it is only 𝐶𝐿 who was a fool? You people, you are surrendering your land and you are crying. Immediately he acquires the land, he processes the documentations. He owns the land through the courts, through the advocates. He acquires all the necessary documents of the land. Then what will you tell him? You will regret. So for us, when this one happened, and that is why I'm always warning my brother here. When people realized that they had been fooled, like Ondari is fooling the Nyabohanse community, they all arose. They all arose. They all stood up together and kicked them out by force. There was a community revolution. They were kicked out by force. They had even put a police station. There were policemen guarding that land, making sure that no Korean crosses into their land. But my friend, when the people got angry, when people realized that they are being fooled, there is no peace here as I am talking. It only took 3 days. Even the police station was burnt down. They were chased. They were chased. They were kicked out by force. And now nobody is around here.
Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. You know, guys, me personally, I don't like taking some jokes. Honestly, me, I don't. Me, I don't. Me, there are things you can tell me, and I will do something about it. Even if I'll be quiet, but something has to be done. Even if it's just reporting and keeping quiet. You know, you cannot. You know, some people think, and that is why, you know, some things happen, and then people are like, oh, why didn't people say, while this was happening, while this started? This is hatred, guys. This is hate speech. This guy, this Mzee, to me, he has gone too far. This is not content, guys. Not to me. Not to me. No way. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, Mr. Rindima has also come out to issue a stern warning. And I'm guessing he's issuing it directly to Gintu, Mr. Germs. Oh, yes. He has come out to tell Gintu, you know what? You can do all your shenanigans, and, you know, you can actually even interview Precious' mother. You know, you can do all you want, but do not play around with my daughter. When you guys start including my daughter in your nonsense, then you are crossing the red line. Mayugno amused me. He has done, you know, what all this village, you know, men do. Guys, I'm sorry. He said, you know, Precious' mother, you know, she's not my wife. We have never been married. We just have a daughter together. Guys, when a man wants to ruka futikumi, that's the kind of talk they have. We also had gintu. She's not my wife. Have I been married to her? But in the real sense, you have been calling this woman wife. Anyways, guys, so Mayugno went on to say that, as a matter of fact, Precious mother has been married. He had the Precious mother, got married somewhere else. She got another man who, again, they maybe split or something like that. He's not sure. So he's coming to tell us what he's not sure about. The reason I'm saying this is because he denies, being the husband to Precious mother, but no, he's telling us the Precious mother was married to another guy. And guys, if you follow that up very well, you will find the Precious mother just went to live with another guy. But to Mayugno, her living with that other guy, they're married. But her living with him and even having a kid together, they're not married. Guys, Mayugno, I hear you. I know you're rukaing, futikumi. That's your business, and, it is what it is. So, guys, Mayugno said something. He said that he is a follower of MORAA, but he is not MORAA, He spoke about, how they have this relationship with this woman, how these reactors, took her, interviewed her, started talking about his child and his wife. He also spoke about how he is not happy being separated with Precious, his lovely daughter. And he said that he also, is not happy of how people came to separate, how the donors came in to separate him, from his child. He is not happy about it. However, he said that, he is happy that these people at least had Precious' interest at heart. So, Mayugno went on to say that, I am MORAA's follower, but I am not MORAA. And guys, that is something that I was talking to somebody about yesterday. After the village mouse came out making some stupid remarks about my life, about my family. And I remember, and you know who you are, we were talking and I told you, some people can actually fight you a silent war, and at the end of the day, you're not going to come out nicely. You may not even come out. Hey, guys, people should not play around with people's families. It is not a joke. So Mayugno said, or maybe because they see we are MORAA supporters and MORAA does nothing. So they think everybody who is MORAA supporter is like MORAA. No! I agree with Mayugno on that one. 100%. So Mayugno said that he can actually, fight you a silent war that will leave you not okay. Let's listen to what Mayugno said.
Daughter, but life not going well. We decided to beef her. So she was out. Even she has been get married with someone. I've been here that she has been get married, and I hear even she was pregnant. I don't know much about it, but I don't want to speak about that. So that is coming after me bring my daughter my home. Then they come to talk from me with his friend and everything. Me, I don't have much to speak about it, but things I need to do. You guys be respected with my daughter. I need to, if you need, you can abuse me and the way you need. Talk about me, but my family, my daughter, that is my own blood, which one I struggling with, I pass in the tough life with. So I don't want to make those people can start hang their mouth out. If he's a man can't do something like that, to walk around looking some fake news to make people trust him, and at least he can be a winner. Me, I don't fear the man. Me, I've been a fighter. Me, I've been someone who almost died. So I always present myself to be a good guy. I don't want to go back in the way where I was. But if someone want to touch me, touch my family, I always be reacting. Yeah. So I don't want to make that. I make that in peace. And people must be respected. You don't know me. I mean, I come in that village like a stranger. Finally, God help me. But if someone want to show that things, me, I can't play with you. Like, you see, I am MORAA and others. Me, I get support from I am MORAA, but I'm not I am MORAA. MORAA will react on the police and everything. Mind me, I will play silent and they will regret on your life. I believe that. So be respected with my family. And I always told people that if I support you, me, no matter you are big and everything. So let us enjoy our life outside. And I don't want to speak bad about everything. I respect it. And I'm here to make you make my people, at least they cannot their life after village, but our village is the forever life. There is where we create our life, and we will stay there until our life complete in the world. So that's why I say everyone must be respected with their family. Everyone must be respect me. I don't want someone touch my daughter because it's my real family. Today I will separate with my own family, but my daughter is my own blood. I was so mad to hear that people are already start to get on my family crazy because of the name of content, and there are nothing they will help them. If a mom want to play with those reaction, people can let us go play, but it's not to bring also my daughter like this is my Yugno daughter. Man, me, I will hit you crazy, and I warn that my last one. If you are a man and you think, try. Yeah. See you in our next video, my people.
Guys, to be very honest, I feel like Gintu goes too far. Gintu goes too far. And one fine day, he's gonna meet his match. And it's not gonna be pretty. It is not going to be pretty at all. Hey, it is not gonna be pretty. All these things that he does for content, I don't know. Guys, hey, let me leave it at that. But Mayugno, I agree with Mayugno. You mess up with somebody's family, somebody messes up with you. Oh yes, it didn't work like that. You cannot come up and start messing up with people's families. So Mayugno has put all these people, and I know it's Gintu, on notice. Guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about the issue of Chef Matiko and the issue of the chief saying, because guys, it may not even be the chief who said, it is Max One who came to make videos. He came to make content. So what do you think about Max One coming to threaten people? Oh, you cannot sell your lands. And clearly people are actually communicating abroad to people like Chef Matiko, telling them, bro, please, we need a buyer, quick and fast. What do you think about that? What do you think about Mzee Kohera's statements, inciting remarks? What do you think about that? Guys, is this a joke? Should people just let it slide? Should people report it to the authorities? Should the, relevant offices be alerted about this kind of a threat? Because he is bragging about how, they rose up against some Kisii people in, where he lives, and how they kicked them out. Guys, what do you think about Mayugno and what he has said? How far would you go to protect your family? Would you just let people play around with your family in the name of content? Or would you say, there should be boundaries, Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you're here and you have not liked this video, please give this video a massive thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to this channel, take this moment to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the bell notification so that whenever I upload a video, you get to be notified. To my returning subscribers, you guys are the best of the best. To the people who have just subscribed, thank you so much and feel most welcome. Guys, let us meet in the next video. Bye bye.